Look, I know how frustrating it is trying to find the best studio headphones under $100. Most pro gear costs a fortune, and the cheap stuff usually sounds like garbage. I actually picked up the 5 most popular models to see which ones hold up for real mixing and which ones are just hype. Let's get into it. Product number 1, Baribes Bluetooth headphones. When I first pulled these Baribes out of the box, I was honestly shocked at how light they felt. They only weigh about 0.38 pounds, which is basically nothing. I wore them for an entire afternoon of editing, and I didn't get that typical head squeeze feeling because the memory protein pads are super soft. Now, I'll be straight with you. These are more of a hybrid than a pure studio tool. They have this 6 EQ modes button that lets you toggle through different sounds. For casual listening, it's fun to boost the bass, but for studio work, I kept them on the balanced setting to get an honest feel for my tracks. The battery life is where these actually blew my mind. I got over 60 hours of playtime on a single charge. If you're like me and always forget to plug your gear in, that's a lifesaver. They also use Bluetooth 6.0, so the pairing was instant with my phone and laptop. But here's the kicker for studio use. They come with a 3.5mm cable. When I was doing serious monitoring, I just plugged them in to avoid any wireless lag. They aren't the flattest monitors in the world, but if you need something versatile that you can also use at the gym or on the bus, these are a solid bargain. If you're a beginner producer who needs one pair of headphones for everything in your life, these are the ones. Product number 2, Audio-Technica ATH-M40X. Okay, these are the heavy hitters. The second I picked up the ATH-M40X, I could tell they were built for a beating. The materials feel way more pro than the cheaper models. The ear cups swivel 90 degrees, which I found super handy when I just wanted to pop one side off to hear what was happening in the room while I was recording. Performance-wise, there's a reason you see these in every professional studio. The 45mm drivers give you this really clear, extended frequency range. When I was testing these against my desktop monitors, the bass felt accurate, not bloated, just deep and tight. One thing I really appreciated during my sessions was the detachable cable. It comes with 3 different ones in the box, so if you accidentally roll over your cord with an office chair, you don't have to throw the whole headset away. The sound isolation is also fantastic. I couldn't hear my noisy PC fans at all once I put these on. They sit a bit tighter on the head than the Baribes, but that's because they're designed to seal in the sound. If you are serious about getting a professional mix, and you can catch these on a sale near that $100 mark, grab them immediately. They are the industry standard for a reason. They just make it easier to hear the mistakes in your audio so you can actually fix them. Product number 3, Sony MDR7506. The Sony MDR7506 is a total classic. When I held them, they felt a bit old school with that coiled cable and the exposed wires, but they are built like a tank. These have been around forever because they just work. I noticed right away that the sound signature is very bright. They really highlight the mids and highs, which is perfect if you're trying to catch clicks, pops, or weird mouth noises in a vocal recording. They don't hide anything. The 40mm drivers are punchy, and even though the design looks a bit dated, they fold up into a really compact shape for traveling. I spent a few hours tracking some voiceover work with these, and the closed-ear design did a great job of keeping the sound from leaking into my microphone. One thing to keep in mind is that the 9.8-foot cord isn't detachable. It's a long, heavy-duty coiled cable, which is great for moving around a studio, but might be a bit much if you're just sitting at a laptop in a coffee shop. These are for the person who wants a truth teller. They aren't meant to make music sound pretty, they're meant to show you exactly what's there. If you do a lot of podcasting or vocal tracking, these are practically a requirement. They've been a staple in my kit for years, and they never seem to break. Product number 4, Audio-Technica ATH-M40X. If you're looking at your bank account and feeling a bit stressed, the ATH-M40X is where you should look. When I first handled these, I noticed they felt a bit more plasticky than their big brother, the M50X, but they're still very sturdy. They are remarkably light, which I loved for those long, multi-hour mixing sessions where heavy headphones start to feel like a helmet.
For the price, the sound quality is surprisingly detailed. They're tuned specifically for low-frequency performance, so I found them really helpful when I was trying to balance kick drums and bass guitars in my home studio. The ear cups still have that circumaural design, meaning they wrap all the way around your ears. This gave me some pretty decent isolation. I could still hear a bit of background noise if the room was loud, but for a home setup, it's more than enough. The cable exits from just the left side, which I always prefer because it stays out of the way of my guitar or my mouse hand. You don't get the fancy swiveling cups or the detachable cable here, but you do get the Audio-Technica house sound, which is reliable and honest. If you're just starting your first home studio and need something that sounds way better than it costs, these are a no-brainer. They get the job done without any unnecessary fluff.
Product number 5. Audio-Technica ATH-M40X. Finally, we have the ATH-M30X. Handling these right after the M20X, I could feel the step up in quality. The main thing I noticed is that these actually fold up. If you're a student or someone who travels to different studios, being able to collapse these into a smaller footprint is a huge plus. Performance-wise, these are tuned for enhanced detail. When I was A/B testing these against the M20X, I could definitely hear more definition in the mid-range. Vocals and guitars seem to pop out a bit more, which makes it easier to find their place in a busy mix. The build quality feels a bit more refined, and the padding on the headband felt a little plusher during my testing. Like the others in the M line, they have a single-side cable exit, which keeps things tidy on your desk. They use the same 40mm drivers as the entry-level model, but the way they are tuned makes them feel more like a surgical tool for editing. They strike a really nice middle ground. If the M50X is out of your price range, but you want something a bit more portable and detailed than the base model, the M30X is the sweet spot. It's a reliable, professional piece of gear that doesn't feel like a compromise. It's perfect for the creator who needs a bit more clarity for detailed editing. All 5 of these will get you through a session, but it really comes down to whether you want wireless convenience or pure studio accuracy. Make sure to check the links in the description for the current prices. Drop a comment and let me know which ones you're leaning toward.